Uh, Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and this is just currently my starting 11 prediction for the Manchester United versus Newcastle game. So we're going to be going through a few things, and we're going to be going through my starting 11 prediction for this game. Now, a few stuff to update you on. Basically, hopefully Manchester United this weekend against Newcastle, Saturday 5:30 kick-off. Manchester United can get back to winning ways now. The international break is over. Premier League football is back, which is fantastic news. But for the international break, we lost our last game out in the Premier League to Chelsea, and let's be honest, for 70 minutes, we deserve to fully lose that game against Chelsea. And we've had back-to-back defeats. Chelsea, at Huddersfield, drawing at Liverpool 0-0, and our performances haven't been the best, really, since the Liverpool game. But as I'm saying, I think Man United, in the Chelsea game, I thought first 20 minutes we did play very, very well. I thought after 20 minutes, took the foot off the gas. But, we were definitely dominated in the midfield, with the likes of Fabregas and Kante, and Morata scored a fantastic header for Chelsea, which David De Gea wouldn't have even saved that as well. But now we're currently, as it stands, we are sitting at 8 points behind Manchester City. We have got games coming up thick and faster, as we all know, as well in the current process. But yeah, hopefully Man United can get back to winning ways in this game. I'd favour Manchester United, quite honestly, because we've got a 100% record at Old Trafford this season. We've got a 100% record at Old Trafford this season. We've scored 15 goals in the Premier League, 5 home games at home this season in the Premier League, 15 goals and no goals conceded. So we have got an 100% record there so far. And, we're doing very, very well at home this season. I think we've only conceded the 1 goal, and that was in the FL Cup against Burton Albion as well. So we're doing very, very well at home this season. As our away form's not as looking good recently, we dropped points at Stoke, dropped points at Huddersfield, lost at Huddersfield, drew at Liverpool, where we played defensively, and, lost to Chelsea before the international break. So hopefully things can be turned around in this game. But yeah, going into how Newcastle are doing going into this game, because Newcastle have lost their last 2 previous games, in the league. Lost to Bournemouth, lost to Burnley as well before that. So Newcastle haven't been in a good run of form lately. Newcastle have got some injuries coming into this game, basically, just like Manchester United have as well. As we all know, Newcastle did win the Championship last season, so they come up, as we all know, did Newcastle. And they did beat us back in December 2013 at Old Trafford. That's last time Newcastle, beat us at Old Trafford, in December 2013. And that period, that was the first time they beat us at Old Trafford since 1972. So that's about 41 years. That's about 41 years Newcastle hadn't beaten us at Old Trafford. I think it's something like 42 years. Yes, it is. Or 41 years or something like that. But Newcastle have got Rafa Benitez. I think this should be definitely a Manchester United win, because we've been doing fantastically well at home. We're also doing very, very well in the Champions League. We've got 4 wins out of 4 in the Champions League. No goals conceded either in the Champions League as well for Manchester United. I think after Newcastle we do play Basel as well. So let's get straight into it. A few things to currently update you on as well. Reportedly now, to start with some more news, because I did my preview yesterday, but no news updated, is about Paul Pogba and Zlatan Ibrahimovic now. Reportedly, there were reports saying after the international break that Paul Pogba is set to play, or there were rumours saying he was going to play in the Newcastle game, but the press are reporting now he could be available in the next few games or so, Paul Pogba, because he's been out for well over a month now with hamstring injuries. Paul Pogba, our most central creative midfielder, but he did say regarding Paul Pogba and Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who's been out, obviously, with ligament knee injury. He's been out since April. He's been out since April as Paul Pogba, that injury he suffered in the Anderlecht game. But reportedly, it's looking good. They're now back to training, and reportedly saying Paul Pogba now and Ibrahimovic could make the bench on Saturday against Newcastle. It's unlikely they're going to feature, as it said, but they could face the bench. They could come to the bench on Saturday against Newcastle United. Also, to give you a bit of an update on Marcus Rojo, very, very good news has been he's played for the under-23s as well recently on Wednesday, because he's been out with a long-term injury, as well as Zlatan Ibrahimovic as Rojo, because he suffered an injury in the Anderlecht game, just like Ibrahimovic did, Rojo, and he's been out for quite a long time as well. But he's not ready for first team action yet. I think he's still recovering, but he has been playing for the under-23s as a Marcus Rojo, but I can't estimate when he may be back. It could be maybe December then Marcus Rojo is back into first team action as well. We've also got Phil Jones is likely to miss the game as well. Phil Jones due to injury. Yeah, he come off in Phil Jones had also limped off in the Huddersfield defeat as well. Reportedly during international break, England played Germany, and Phil Jones had come off in that game, and he'd limped off in that game as well in the current process. So Phil Jones is unlikely to feature. So we're going to go get on now with the current starting 11 prediction going into this game. Should be Manchester United winner in my opinion. So anyway, as we always do, we're going to go David De Gea in goal. It's got to be Valencia at right back. I think Valencia is going to make the return at right back. And I think he's going to go with a 4-2-3-1 at right back at Valencia. Centre-back partnership, it's going to be Bailey and Smalling. Actually, he could put Lindelof there. Lindelof could play in this game, but I doubt it will happen because, Lindelof hasn't made a big impact since he's come to Man U. And Jose Mourinho hasn't been selecting him in the Premier League, especially Victor Lindelof. He has played him in the Champions League a couple of times, but I don't see Lindelof playing in this game. So I think he's going to go with Bailey and Smalling as a centre-back partnership. And then at the left-back, Luke Shaw falling down the pecking order. He's probably now 4th, 5th choice left-back under Mourinho. He's played different players in that left-back position, but I think Ashley Young's looked the best player most recently who's been playing that left-back position. We know he's been playing in different positions in the last few games as Ashley Young. He hasn't actually played at the left-back, but I think he may actually give it to Ashley Young. He could even give it to Daley Blind as well. Maybe Darmian. Obviously, Darmian can play as a right back as well. So I think he's going to give it to Ashley Young at the left back position. In the midfield, as always, I'm not too sure what's going on with Michael Carrick, but we know he's not preferred choice now, Michael Carrick. Michael Carrick is just there as a backup option. He's recently suffered an injury as well. But in the midfield, as I said, I think, obviously now Fellaini has recovered from injury as well as Marian Fellaini. He come off the bench against Chelsea as well, did Marian Fellaini. But in the midfield, I think he's going to go with Matic and Herrera, in my opinion. I may be wrong. He may put Fellaini there instead of Herrera. Due to that, Herrera hasn't been that good this season. He's been on really a bad run of form as Ander Herrera. But in my opinion, for Ander Herrera to improve, I think he will select Ander Herrera alongside Nemanja Matic, as he has been doing, with the absences of Pogba and Fellaini and all that. But maybe Fellaini could start alongside him, because Fellaini has done fantastically well this season. This is his best season he's had in a Manchester United shirt. So he could put Fellaini alongside Matic, but I think he's going to put Herrera alongside Matic, and Matic has played absolutely fantastic for us this season. So I'm going to go with Matic and Herrera in the mid. On the left, could be Rashford, as I said, could be Martial, because they're fantastic too, young age prospects. They've been trending fantastically well this season, scoring, coming off the bench and stuff like that. So for me, it could be Martial, it could be Rashford. For me, I'm going to go with... he may start Martial, actually. I'm going to go with Marcus Rashford on the left. I think he's going to go with Rashford on the left. In the middle, he could put Mkhitaryan there, but Mkhitaryan hasn't been in good form lately, as we all know. He hasn't been as good as he was early on in the season. He was scoring, and he was also providing a lot of assists as well. Mkhitaryan could get in the middle, maybe even Juan Mata could get in that number 10 role, because Mata can also play on the right as well. For me, I'm going to go, I don't know. It's an hard one. I'm going to go with Mkhitaryan in the number 10. We'll go with Mkhitaryan in the number 10. I think Mourinho's going to give him the opportunity. Mkhitaryan in number 10, Rashford on the left. And I'm going to go with Juan Mata on the right-hand side as well. In the right-hand side. And I'm going to put Lukaku up top on his own. And we know Lukaku has not scored now in 7 games now for Manchester United. So hopefully he can start scoring again for us, because he was fantastic early on in the season, Romelu Lukaku. And I think, especially a player like Lukaku and the pace of Marcus Rashford, and even Martial, can cause problems for the Newcastle defence, especially in the process. And in midfield, we have still got injuries. We've still got injuries, but good news is Ibrahimovic could make the bench for Newcastle. Pogba could make the bench for Newcastle. Rojo's been playing with the under-23s, but not ready for the first team yet. So we are getting positive feedback. It's a shame what happened with Phil Jones, so it's looking likely he's going to miss this game. But But yeah, definitely in my opinion, that's my starting 11 prediction. David De Gea, Valencia, Bailey, Smalling. That's my opinion. David De Gea, Valencia, Bailey, Smalling, Ashley Young, Matic, Herrera. On the left, Rashford. In the middle, Mkhitaryan. On the right, Mata. And up top, Romelu Lukaku. So hopefully he can get back to scoring ways. And I think he scored about, is it 12 goals in all competitions so far this season for Manchester United. Yeah, it's going to be a very entertaining game of football. Football is back, as we all know. I didn't really watch much of the international because I'm not really too bothered about international, so I can't really comment on what happened on international break as well. But it's going to be an entertaining game. We've got such a good record, especially at home against Newcastle as well. We've had a good record for them at years, you know. We've played fantastic games with them over the years, you know. The 5-3 years and years ago with Keane and Solskjaer and, you know, when Newcastle had Alan Shearer and team. That was a fantastic game. I went to that game, actually, 5-3. You know, beat them at St James's Park years and years ago by 6 goals to 2, you know, when we had the legends like Ryan Giggs and Paul Scholes. And I think actually Scholes got an hat-trick in that 6-2 game against Newcastle as well. So we have got a fantastic record against Newcastle. And, you know, when they do play, a lot of the time, there's a lot of goals between the two sides as well. But for me, the way that both teams, the form of both teams, you should say Manchester United's form is comparison to Newcastle's. Manchester United's is a lot better than Newcastle's. Obviously, we spent quite a bit of money in the window as well. But obviously, Mourinho's still looking to reinvest in the January window, as I said. But I think this should be a Manchester United win, comfortable Manchester United win. And I'm going to go with 3-0 to Manchester United as well as my prediction for this game. So anyway, guys, that's everything to do today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do consider subscribe to my channel as always. And take it easy, guys. And I'll see you all later on. Bye. And don't forget as well, drop a like on the video. And as I said, this is Jose Mourinho versus Rafa Benitez, as I said. And yeah, I think Rafa Benitez has lost his last 5 previous league meetings with Jose Mourinho as well. So anyway, that's everything to update today. Drop your comments, like, if you do consider subscribe as always. And take it easy, guys. And I'll see you all later on. Bye.